Welcome to Cavaletto Studios. I'm Chris. Yoga Flow and Extras incorporates wrist and ankle stretches for better stability, core strength development to solidify postures while working towards an end goal of a dolphin pose with a transition to a headstand. So grab your mat and let's get started. We will begin in seated posture, easy seat, and feel free to cross either leg in front. You can sit on a block if you'd like, or blanket. We are going to bring our palms up on our thighs, elbows back into the rib cage, and chin, pulling it in, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. If you're comfortable, we're going to close our eyes and just tune into the breath as it comes in and out through the nose. As we prepare for our practice today, just making a little notation of how the body feels. No judgment. Just noticing if there's any tension or fatigue. How did you sleep the night before? How your hydration level is. Just taking those things into account. Feel a calmness washing over your body with each breath. We're going to bring our first finger and thumb together as you breathe in. Nice, long, slow, gentle, deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more, inhale. And exhale. Good. Bring the palms together at heart space. Draw the chin towards the chest. Feel a little stretch in the back of the neck. Lengthen through the spine. And then release the palms and then make two fists. And start to rotate the palms up and then back down. Kind of like you're scooping from the ground. And then as you start to extend the arms out to the side, as you rotate the wrist, start to open up those fingers a little wider, still rotating out with those wrists extending. When you get out long, we're going to rotate down and reverse that rotation on the wrist, bringing it back in. So your arms are going in and out slowly as you're rotating through the wrist. Lifting up now, rotate externally, extending slowly, making sure we're lengthening through the spine. And then down, palms down, rotate in. And again, externally rotating, pulling up, warming up through the wrists. Extending those arms a little further this time, and then palms push down, rotate in. Maybe make a little fist as you rotate in and then up. Last one. All the way out. And then palms down, rotating inward. Internally. Excellent. Then we're going to extend the arms straight out front. And you're going to take your right hand, you're going to lift it up and over your left wrist. So your wrists are crossed. And then I want you to rotate your palms so the thumbs are on top. Rotate them out to the side and then down. So now your palms are facing each other. Interlace the fingers. And then pull the arms in, tucking them underneath the elbows. Elbows go down, palms come up. Maybe the last time you did this was in like first or second grade. Maybe some of you might be able to extend the arms further out. If it's too painful on the wrist, then don't go out. Maybe do a couple out and in, just noticing how that feels in the wrist. And then we gently will bring it back down, tuck the hands under and extend all the way back out to how we started. Open the fingers wide, release, and then have them back to neutral. So palms forward, facing each other. Thumbs are to the sky. You're going to take your left hand now over the top of the right wrist. So wrists are crossed. Start to rotate palms towards the floor and then the thumbs towards the floor. So your palms are facing each other, and then interlace the fingers. And then we're going to bend the elbows out as the hands come in and under to the other side. Now, this side might be a little different for the wrist. Maybe it's easier, maybe it's more difficult, maybe it's the same. Just a few out and in. And then we'll bring it back in, gently untucking, bringing those wrists back down, unwinding, extending out. Open the fingers and release, thumbs to the sky, palms face each other. Inhale, both arms up. And then exhale, the right hand to the floor, left arm overhead, side stretch. Exhale, and then on the inhale, windmill to the other side. And then one more time to the right, reaching it over. Relax your right shoulder, bend your right elbow, finding your breath, keeping your left knee down. And then all the way to the other side, lengthening, opening up that chest. Feel that stretch in that right armpit. Left shoulder's relaxed. And then coming back through the center, relax the arms and just twist to the right. Reaching your left hand to the right thigh. Look behind you. Find your breath. And then slowly release and go to the other side, lengthening. Finding your breath. We're coming back to center. And then here, we're going to use our, stretch out our fingers, use the mat. Press those fingers wide. And then just gently press, release, stretching out those fingers. And then maybe going down all the way to the palms. If you can't reach the floor, like your hips are real tight, feel free to use a block or two. And then press into the palms, do a little rock side to side. So you're stretching out through the wrists, the forearms. Now we're going to hold it center. Take your right palm, flip it upside down so the fingertips goes towards the shin, the back of the hand on the floor. Just wiggle the fingers. So again, stretching up the back of the arm, the forearm there, and the palm, the back of the wrist. Keeping that palm up. Switch it. Now you're going to rotate the opposite way. Palm goes still on the floor, but fingers are going towards your leg. So now the back of the forearm, the wrist is facing the front. Anybody have tight wrists? Yeah. Slowly release. Remember the hand movements, so just take that right hand, rotate up and out to the sides, like you're scooping up, and then scoop down, bring it back in. Might be a little easier. And we're going to the other side. So from here, you're going to take the top of your left hand, try to press it into the floor, fingers facing your leg. And then just wiggle out the fingers, feel that stretch in the wrist and the forearm. And then we're going to flip it over. So you're going to bring that palm towards the floor. And maybe you need to be out to the side. Maybe that's more comfortable to you. That's okay too. So feeling that stretch. And then slowly release. Palm comes up, rotate it out to the side. Feeling a nice release, and then rotate back in. And then we're going to press the palms together at heart space, elbows lifted, shoulders relaxed. Press the fingers together, open the fingers wide, rotate those fingers towards the earth, and then back up. One more time, down and up. Press both hands out to the side, flexing the fingers, then flip the palms up, send the thumbs towards the back wall. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, palms to heart space. We're going to transition here to tabletop. So coming up, bringing the knees under the hips, the hands under the shoulders. Spread out those fingers. Tops of the feet pressed into the mat. Let's do our cat-cow. Rounding through the back, tuck the chin, press into the tops of the feet with an exhale. Inhale, pull the shoulders away from the ears. Lift the tailbone. Lift the head, open the heart as you inhale. And then exhale, round the back. And then we're going to inhale, extending through the chest. Pull those shoulders down. Just take a couple breaths here, staying in that extended, it's a small arch. You can always find your neutral spine and then just open the chest for a little rotation and pulling those shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, round, pushing into the tops of the feet. Another breath. And then find your neutral spine. So it's a nice flat back, shoulders pulled away from the ears, lengthening through the neck. So you want to feel that belly really pulling into the spine. We're going to work to our extended tabletop. So you can take your right hand forward, thumb is up. Left toe, you can go to the back of the mat, leveling out the hips as you lift that left leg. Pull the shoulder away from the ear. Find your breath. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to pull the elbow to the knee, meet under the belly, and then extend out. 3 more times. In, extend out. We're not rushing it. And out. Make it controlled and purposeful. Last one. Extend and hold. Find your breath. Flex your left foot, toes pointing towards the floor, and then hands and knees to the floor. Extending the left arm, right leg, we're switching sides. Find that length, looking at your thumb on the floor, shoulders pulled away from the ears, elbow to knee underneath, and then extend. Elbow underneath, make it purposeful and slow. 2 more times. And 1 more. Extending and holding, flex your right foot, toe to the floor, and then hands and knees to the floor. We're going to go back to the left leg extending all the way, right arm forward, so the opposite side again. The first one we started on, shoulder away from the ears, option to bend your left knee and maybe reach your right arm back. Maybe you can hold on to your foot. If not, just push your heel to the sky. As you're holding your foot, kick your foot into your hands, lift the head, look forward, open up that chest, find your breath. Inhale and exhale. Again, not stressing on that shoulder, lifting that foot above your head, and then slowly releasing all the way back to the floor. Pull those shoulders away from the ears. Extend your left arm, right leg. Find your breath. We always want to connect with the breath. Lessens the stress. Bending your right knee. Left arm reaches back, opening up that chest. Option to reach for your foot. Again, if you can't reach your foot, don't stress on it. Just keep the foot pushed towards the sky. If you can reach your foot, start to open the chest. Start to kick your foot into your hand so it comes above your head maybe. So you're really opening up through that hip. You might feel the torso stretching. Finding your breath. Inhale and exhale. And then slowly, let's release it all the way back to the floor. Knees apart, feet together. Let's find your child's pose. Sending your hips towards your heels, melting your belly between the thigh and the forehead to the mat. And just let your arms rest. Finding your breath in and out through the nose. One more breath. Then from here, you're going to take your right palm and we're just going to thread it underneath the left. Lower to that right shoulder. Walk your left arm up and over towards the front of your mat. And then just wiggle those right fingers. Feel the stretch in the right shoulder and the left armpit. Breathing through it. Maybe pushing your left palm into the floor as well as your right shoulder. One more breath. Now you're going to bring your left hand close to the body so you can lift up Extend your right arm forward, left arm underneath. Thread the needle on the other side. Noticing the difference. Wiggle those fingers. And enjoy that stretch. Connect the breath to the body. Notice what you're feeling. And then we're going to bring that right hand close to the body. Coming back up. We're going to transition to the knees. We're going to tuck our toes under. And we're going to sit our hips back onto the heels if that feels comfortable to you. You're welcome to put a blanket under the toes. And you don't have to sit all the way back on the heels if it hurts. So it's up to you. Listen to the body. Knees directly out from the hips. Extend the arms out to the side. Take your right arm under the left, and we're going to find our eagle arms up and down. If you have a shoulder injury or something doesn't feel right and this is really challenging for you, you can also place your hands on the shoulders and elbows stacked. And just draw the arms up and down. And then twist to your left. And then twist to the right. And then back to center. Extend the arms out. And then this time, bring the left under the right. So we are doing the opposite arm on top. Option to place your hands on the shoulders. And then you're going to twist to the right. Find your breath. And then twist to the other side. And then back to center. Slowly unwind the arms. And now you're going to press off of your hips up, off the heels. Untuck your toes. And then sit back down on your heels if it's comfortable for you. Otherwise, you can stay up again. But now we're just stretching through the ankles. And we're going to interlace the fingers and just open up that chest. Find that chest expansion. Pull the shoulders down and back. Make sure your chin's not forward, tucking it under. And just find your breath. Feel the arms drifting upward away from the mat. Tune into the breath. Close your eyes. Feel the chest expanding. Never forcing anything. One more breath. We're slowly going to release the arms. Start to reach them forward. It's out in front of your shoulders, transitioning to downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift the hips, and then just start to walk your feet out, pedal them out, walk your dog, move your hips side to side, really bend and straighten, go all the way into the toes, feel them moving, move those hips, finding your breath, spreading out your fingers, pressing into the fingertips, the knuckles, the palms, draw the shoulders away from the ears, draw the hips up and back. Finding your breath in and out. Melt your right foot into the floor. Lift your left leg up. Extending it up. And then bend the knee, circle the hips. That right hip around. And then change direction. And then extend that leg straight out. Level out the hips and then bring the foot to the floor. And then let's try the left leg, extending it up. Bend the knee, rotate through that hip. Knee is bent and circle, circle. Other direction. Noticing the difference from one side to the other. And then extend the leg up and out, level out those hips, three-legged dog. Now both feet are going to come back to the floor. They're about hip distance apart. Now from here, you're going to drop both feet and your hips to the right. So your both feet are on, like your right foot is on the outside edge of the right, left foot on the left. Push those hips up and back and just feel that nice stretch. Now if you want to go a little deeper, you can take your left toe behind your right heel. You're going to feel that up maybe the left side of the body. Find your breath. Feel that stretch all the way through the armpits. And then slowly bring that left toe back. Pivot back to center. Find your downward facing dog. Pressing into the fingertips, up into the toes, back into the heels. And then drop both hips, hip and feet to the left. Pushing those hips up and back. Good. Now option to take your right toe behind your left. And just notice the difference. Pressing those hips up and back. You're on the outside edge of your left foot and the right foot. And then we're going to come back to center. Walking those feet back to your downward facing dog. And find your breath. And then rock those knees forward, hovering right above the floor, but push the hips back. And then lower the knees wide, toes together, find your child's pose. Melt your belly between your thighs, head to the floor. Reach the arms behind and hold on to maybe the feet. Just a little pull, stretching through the shoulders. And find your breath. Keep on going. Maybe try to take your right ear to the floor. Closing your eyes, melting into it. Then take your left ear to the floor. Notice if your neck is tight. Tuning into that breath. Now, bringing the head to neutral, bring the arms out to the front. We're going to slowly transition to our downward facing dog. Lifting those hips. Finding your breath. Melting into it. Pull those shoulders away from the ears. Now you're going to take your right leg up, three-legged dog. We're going to take that right foot. We're going to bring it between the hands, and we're going to rise up to crescent. Lengthening, lifting yourself up, coming off the floor, finding your breath. Feel the thumbs pulling towards the back wall, pushing into that back foot, finding your breath. The shoulders are relaxed. See if you can lean back a little further, really opening up that left hip, finding your breath. Now you're going to twist to the right and extend the hands to the back of the mat and the front. So right hand to the back of the mat, left hand to the front. Nice twist. Now you're going to take your left hand to the floor, right inside that right knee, that right foot, twisting towards the sky. You are welcome to have your right hand on your hip if you prefer. One more breath. Open that shoulder, twist a little deeper, and then bring both hands to the floor. Step back to plank. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Chaturanga, lowering down. Nice and slow. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. And find your breath. We're going to lift our left leg up, three-legged dog. And you're going to bend the knee, and you're going to bring that left foot between the hands, finding your crescent lunge. Coming up, drawing those shoulders back and down, looking up at the sky diagonally in front of you, or if you're in a room where the wall and the ceiling meet. Find your breath, pushing through the back foot. One more breath, and then we're going to twist to the left. Reach your left arm to the back, right arm to the front, finding your balance. One more breath, and then you're going to take your right hand to the floor. You're welcome to use a block if you need it. Getting a nice twist, pull that top shoulder back and down, and open. One more breath. And then both hands come to the floor. Step back to plank. nice and tall, and then gently lowering down chaturanga. This time, you're going to release the belly to the floor, untuck the toes, hands next to the rib cage, lift and look forward, pull the elbows backwards. See if you can lift a little higher. You don't want pinching in the low back, but maybe a little warmth. Option to bring your hands off the floor. Feel your belly and your breath. Hands on the floor. Tuck your chin, find your downward facing dog. And then pedal out your feet, walk your dog. Find your breath, pull the shoulders away from the ears. 3 breaths here. One more breath. You rise up on the toes, back into the heels. Good, and in here you can step, hop, or walk both feet forward to forward fold. And just maybe grab hold of the elbows, nice little sway, let your head hang. And then we're going to place our hands on the shins. We're going to lengthen the arms and flatten the back, a nice flat back. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Find your breath here in your half lift. You're going to exhale, forward fold, bend the knees. Inhale, rise all the way up. Touch the fingertips together. Find the palms at heart space. And then open it up, nice and tall. Shoulders relax. Grounding into the earth. Check your toes. Make sure they're forward. There's about 1 fist distance between your feet. One more breath here. Take a deep breath in. Reach the arms overhead. Touch the fingers. Exhale, palms to heart space. Right foot back, warrior 1. So you're melting that back foot into the floor as you draw the arms up. Relax the shoulders. Now you have an option. You can have the arms apart or even interlace them, pressing the biceps into the ears, lengthening, push into that front knee, and breathe. One more breath. Now we're going to slowly transition to warrior 2. You're going to open it up. So maybe the feet got a little wider, maybe you can go a little deeper. Right foot's facing the side of the mat, left foot to the front. Bend into it, make sure you can see your big toe. Pull those shoulders back and down. Continue to breathe. Look over those fingertips. Turn the front palm up, reach forward, reverse your warrior, melting your hand to the back thigh. See if you can slide it a little lower. One more breath. And then we're going to windmill it all the way back down to the floor. Step back to plank. Slowly lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rise up into the toes, back into the heels. Step, hop, or walk. Both feet forward to your forward fold. Let's take an inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. All the way up. Exhale, palms to heart space. Open to mountain. Draw the hands next to your body. Nice and strong. Open up that chest, chin in alignment. Left foot back, warrior 1. Drawing those arms up. Looking up, bringing the biceps towards the ears. Bending into that front knee. Make adjustments as you need. One side might be a little more restrictive than the other. One more breath. We're going to find our warrior 2, Virdrasana 2, opening it up. Draw the shoulders down the back. Bend into that front knee. Make sure you can see your big toe and you're looking over those right fingertips. Make sure your shoulders are over your hips. Opening up that right knee, drawing it towards your pinky toe. You're going to turn your right palm up, start to reach forward, flip it, reverse warrior, reaching down your back thigh, arm to the sky. Finding your breath. One more breath. And then we're going to windmill it all the way back to the floor. Step back to plank, nice and strong. Rock onto the toes, back into the heels, toes, heels, toes, and then chaturanga. Lowering down, inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Another deep breath in. Take your right foot up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, bring it between the hands, find your warrior one. Melting the back outer edge of your foot into the floor, drawing it up. Bring your hands behind your back, interlacing those fingers, extending, opening that chest, drawing the arms down the back. Maybe a little away from the back. Now bending into that front knee a little deeper, drawing down. Humble warrior, nose to knee, arms to the sky. Finding your breath, one more breath. Let's warm up the core a little more so you're going to release the fingers. Reach the hands to the front. Good. Bring your right hand to the thigh. Open up the body, lengthening and stacking your left arm overhead. Option to now reach both arms forward. Breathing. Inhale and exhale. And then bring both hands to the floor. Step back to plank. Nice and tall. Continuing on that right side, pivot onto the right outer edge of your foot. You're welcome to do your knee down for our supported side plank. You can also do a straight leg. Lengthening. Getting those arms nice and warm. You're working the obliques, so maybe you lift the leg. One more breath. And then slowly coming back to plank. Rock onto the toes. Chaturanga, lowering down to inhale up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Find your breath here. Connect to your Ujjayi breath. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Knees are soft. If you have low back pain, you can bend the knees a little more if you feel anything in that low back. We're going to extend the left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, bring that foot between the hands, melting into that right outer edge of your foot as you come up to warrior one. Find your breath. Bring the hands behind the back, interlacing those fingers, pressing open that chest, draw those hands back down the thigh, maybe a little away. Good, melting into the front of the thigh, humble warrior, lifting the arms. Find your breath. Slowly release the fingers. Extend them out to the front. Bring your left arm to the thigh. Start to open up, extending to a side angle. Good. Reach the right arm overhead, left arm join. Find your breath. Feel those muscles working. Strength, endurance. And then slowly bring both hands back to the floor. Step back to plank. And let's just hang out here for a moment, rocking forward and back on those toes. Now you're going to slowly rock onto the toes, chaturanga, lowering down all the way to the belly this time. So we can draw the elbows forward and come into a sphinx, pressing into the palms. the forearms and lengthening, lifting through the upper body. Feel the shoulders pulling away from the ears. Inhaling and exhaling. From here, I want you to draw the chin in slightly so you're lengthening through the back of the neck. Start to feel the belly pushing into the spine as you push up into the knees for a modified elbow knee plank. Find your breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. Tuck your toes. Let's go to a full elbow plank. On the toes, maybe rock yourself forward and back. One more breath. And then lower back down to the belly. Just good. Now from here, we're going to bring our fingertips and interlace them. And we're going to draw the elbows a little bit wider. You're going to open up your hands. You're going to tuck your toes. Good. And now first start to lift up into the knees. So again, getting into the core, lengthening, then a full plank. Tuck your chin. Start to walk your toes in closer to your head so you can start to tuck your head into the back of your head into your palms. Good. And then walk your feet as close as you can get. And maybe this is where you go and stay. Some of you might be able to go further where your toes come off the floor and you lengthen and lift to a full headstand. It's up to you if you go there. Nice and tall. Find your breath. And then you can even use one leg to come down. Lower to the knees. Good. Slide back into your heels. Separate your knees and let's find our child's pose. If you're still in it, you can play around. It's up to you how far you go. Melt into it. Make any adjustments. Shift your hips side to side. Did you accomplish what you wanted? Hopefully you got a little further today. One more breath. Then from here, you're going to lift your head. Good. Walk the hands in enough that you can transition to your tabletop. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Little cat-cow here. So we're going to lift the head. Cow-cat backwards. So you're going to open up the chest, arch the back, and then exhale round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. And inhale, lift. And then find your neutral spine. And now you're going to take your right foot and I want you to bring it between your hands. Left knee is on the floor. If you need anything under the knee, feel free. We're going to walk your hands up onto the right thigh. Lengthening through that left hip flexor. Option to press into the arms. Variation of crescent or kneeling low lunge. Now from here, we're going to bring the hands to the floor. Walk your right foot to the left side of the mat. And then just draw your right knee down. So we're working our way to pigeon. Maybe you want to block under your hip, but you're going to start to slide your left leg back. Shift your hips side to side just as you melt into your posture. And then walking your hands forward. And you can have your hands stacked or your forehead on the floor. And just find your breath in our pigeon. Think about relaxing the back and the neck. Finding the breath as you inhale and exhale, relaxing through those hips and hamstrings. With each breath, let the muscle tension release a little more, get a little deeper into your posture. One more breath. And then we're going to walk it in, the hands coming close to the shins. Lengthen and open up. Then you're going to tuck your back toe under and then just transition back to your tabletop. Hands under the shoulders and let your hips rock side to side. And then from here, you're going to take your left foot forward between the hands and you're going to walk yourself up, pressing into that front thigh, pushing the hips forward. Option to reach your right arm or left or both. Take a deep breath in and out. And now we're going to bring both hands down to the mat. Walk your left foot over to the right side of the mat. Make adjustments. Slide your right leg back as you shift your hips side to side. Maybe you sit on a block if that feels better for your hip or your knee. You can also do reclining pigeon, laying on your back for a figure four. Drawing now the head to the floor. Find your breath, pushing the top right knee and the top of the foot is on the floor. Notice the difference on this side, if it feels a little tighter, not as tight. Continue tuning into your breath and just notice what thoughts you have going through your head. No judgment, just let them go. Try to relax the shoulders, the upper back. One more breath. And then we'll start to bring our hands in, lifting the upper body, opening things up. Now you're going to shift onto your left hip, bring your right leg in front, and we're going to extend both legs forward to Dandasana, staff or stick pose, just sitting up nice and tall. We're going to inhale the arms up, and then exhale, reach for the toes, and just stay tall through the spine. Just shake out those legs. We're going to inhale the arms up, lifting up tall. Bring your right knee into the chest, give it a squeeze, and then let that leg fall open, bottom of the foot next to the thigh. Take your left arm, reach it to your right thigh, twisting to the right. Using your right hand as a kickstand, really lengthening through that spine as you twist. Flex your left foot. You're going to inhale, rotate to the center, arms to the sky. And then exhale, reach for your left foot. Drawing the head towards the knee, lengthening through that spine. Find your breath. Notice where you feel this. Is it the hamstring? Is it the low back on the other side? One more breath. And then let's inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And then exhale the arms next to the body. Extend that right leg out. Flex the feet. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach for your toes, nice and tall. See if it feels a little easier. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left leg, give it a squeeze into the body, lengthening. Right foot is still flexed, and then we'll let that left knee fall open. You're going to twist to the left, hold on to that left thigh, looking behind you or closing your eyes, and breathe. And then come back to the center. Inhale the arms up, flex the right foot, exhale, fold forward. Drawing the head towards the knee, just noticing the difference from one side to the other. No stress in the shoulders, they're relaxed. Inhale and exhale through the nose. more breath. And then we're going to inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale, extend that left leg. Good, both arms up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. See if you can reach a little further this time, maybe bringing the wrists to the top of the toes, but still lengthening through the spine. Breathing in and out. And then inhale, lift those arms. Good. Exhale, palms behind the back on the floor, pressing into the back of the palms down. If your wrists need to be the other way for shoulder issues, that's fine. We're going to bend the knees, place the feet flat on the floor, opening the chest, reverse table, lifting up, opening up through the chest. Good. Option to extend your right leg straight out. And then bend the knee and cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Good, and then as you sit, send your hips forward towards your heel. Use your hands, maybe turn them around if you want, and press your body up into the thigh. Stretching that right glute. Make sure you flex that right foot, maybe circle it around. One more breath. We're going to put our hands back behind us, lean back into the palms, lift the hips, open up that knee, figure four. Good, extend the right leg, bring it back to the floor, lift the hips, extend the left leg, cross the ankle over the thigh, and then as you lower, send your hips towards your heel. Good, reaching forward, leaning into it, stretching that glute, flex your left foot. And then from here, we're going to release and bring those hands behind, lifting those hips again. Extend that leg straight out and bring the feet flat, open up, look up at the sky. And then send both hips towards your heels. Good. Walk those heels forward. Release the hands, reach forward, relax the shoulders, find your boat. You're welcome to hold on or lift the legs. Squeeze those thighs together, lengthening, maybe wiggle those toes. Lift the arms, extend the legs, find your breath. Notice the core muscles working. And then sweep the arms down, around. Hold on to the thighs as you roll onto your back, hugging them into the chest. And then bring the arms to cactus arms, so back of the elbows bent, back of the hands on the floor. Bring the knees to 90 degrees. You are welcome to have your feet on the floor if you would like. For variation, and drop both knees to your right. Turn your head to the left and just close your eyes. Let your body feel that nice twist. Feel your left shoulder staying on the floor. Continue that breath, the breathing in and out through the nose. Now you're going to bring your head to neutral. Bring both knees all the way back up to the center. And now you're going to drop them to the left. And look to the right. And just notice the difference. Tune into that ujjayi breath. So you're getting that belly to contract on the exhale. After your next breath, you'll bring your head to neutral. Slowly bring those knees all the way back to center. Let's wrap the hands as tight as we can, holding on to the opposite elbows. The wrist forearms are fine. Give them a squeeze. And then let the arms release. Hold the right knee, extend the left leg to the front of the mat. Give them a nice squish of the thigh into the belly. Flex both feet. And then slowly release. Extend the other side. Squishing that left leg into the belly. Then you're going to bring both knees in, give them a squeeze, and then place both feet flat on the floor. Scoot back on my mat. Reach your hands towards your heels. And they're going to gently press into the feet, finding your bridge. Option to interlace the fingers and walk the shoulders under, lengthening. Find your breath. Option to roll your head to the right. Option to roll your head to the left. And bringing the head back to neutral. Make sure the knees are not falling open. And then walk your shoulders out from under. Release the fingers, lowering the hips all the way back down to the floor. Let's hug the knees in again. Give them a squeeze. And then pull them together. Wrap the hands around as tight as you can. We're going to extend both legs up to the sky, holding onto the back of the thighs. Flex the feet. Good. Just holding it there. Relax the shoulders. Option to let the hands go. Then you're going to bend the knees, take the knees apart, reaching for either the big toes or the outside edges of your feet for a happy baby. And a little rock side to side. Pushing that tailbone towards the earth as you rock. And then finding your center, pressing down, just knees come down, feet are facing the sky. Now we're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together. Open up the knees. Slowly release the bottoms of the feet. Stay together. The outside edges of the feet go to the floor. Knees are open. Bring your arms to cactus arms, opening up the heart. Walk your shoulders away from the ears. Find your breath. Option now to extend the legs straight to the front of the mat. Let your legs fall open. Maybe do a full stretch. Extend the arms wide out over your head. Point your toes. Inhale. And then as you exhale, let your arms drift down by your sides, reaching them towards your feet. Walk your shoulder blades apart. And then find your Shavasana, melting your body into the mat. Closing your eyes. Finding a gentle inhale. And an exhale through the mouth. And again, inhale. And an exhale through the mouth. Feel your body relaxing. It's rejuvenated, and now you want to just bring some calmness. One more cleansing breath in. Out through the mouth. You're welcome just to stay here, relaxing in your Shavasana. You can roll to your side if you'd like, and give your knees a squeeze, or roll onto your back and squeeze the knees. And then working our way up to a nice tall seated posture. Align the chin, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. And hopefully you feel rejuvenated, lengthened, and ready to go. Take a deep breath in, reach those arms overhead. Exhale, palms to heart space. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.